Good morning, good morning? Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. Good day. Happy time zone. Off to a flying start. 000. Yeah. Hi, Gregory. I wasn't late, was I? If I was, then I think that's your fault. I think it's a skill issue. You simply should have been here when I arrived, so that you are on time. I don't need to make sense. I don't need to explain myself to you. Welcome to Transformers Tuesday, number 2 of this special series of streams, along the countdown to Transformers 1 releasing in cinemas. Last week we had a close look at Transformers issue number 1, and today we're having a look at Transformers... Whoa, fuck! Off to a flying start there. Transformers issue number 2, and apparently my feet are flinging the camera setup around like nobody's business. There we go. That will do, I think, maybe. Let me just adjust it. Okay, I need to be careful where I put my feet, basically. I've tried a different camera setup. This is my phone. What you are looking through is my phone. And I've gone back to the old ways of using the Camo application. Camo is what I used for the Transform Cam for ages until my old phone started doing this. Which I suspect might be the battery. I thought it might have been where the clip was causing the phone to flex and break the glass off, but it was plugged in all the time as a Transform Cam. So it probably is more likely that it's the battery starting to... So yeah. Rather than use that phone, I'm using my actual phone, which I figure is good enough if all I'm going to be doing it, using it for, is looking at the Transformers comics. So here we are. Transformers issue number 2. Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Spicer. And right off the bat, we'll just get right into it. This should only take about an hour. That's how long last week took. Right, I've got to get used to where the camera is. That's right, because the camera on the phone is to the left of it, isn't it? So, yeah, okay. Starscream looking gleefully towards the cockpit of a fighter pilot who is about to wish he wore the brown pants. Yeah, again, there's so many images in this comic series where, like, the artwork just goes so hard. It's definitely an edgier take on Transformers, but I think that befits a modern audience. You know, in an edgy world, we need edgy content and people who edge a lot. Anyway, before we get into it, good evening Space Buddy, good evening JH, good evening Angus, and good evening Gregory. Welcome everybody, I hope you're all doing well. Transformers number 2. I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I've got the card that the comic was delivered with, just to use as spoiler hiding. And like I did last week, I'm going to just read out the names of the artists, because you may have heard of them. You may know them from other things. Not as many names in this one, because, you know, the first issue is the debut issue, has way more variant covers. Issue 2. Daniel Warren Johnson, the writer and artist. Mike Spicer, colorist. Russ Wooden, letterer. Additional covers by Daniel Warren Johnson, Mike Spicer, Afu Chan, Orlando Aracena, Brian Hitch and Alex Sinclair, and Tom Riley. Edited by Sean Makiewicz and Jonathan Manning, and publication designed by Andres Juarez. Special thanks to Hasbro's Michael Kelly, Ed Lane, Linda Lee, and Taylor Rayo for their invaluable assistance. Indeed, Hasbro, Image Comics, Skybound Entertainment. So, here we go. A beautiful moment of Optimus Prime enjoying the nature of Earth. Which, you know, he's a peace-loving leader. Of course he likes the Earth. The sun shining down. He's emerging from a cave. This world. A bird, flowers, a little frog. What beauty. He's got his hands spread apart. You can almost imagine he's wearing a fro with a canvas in front of him, and that he is actually Bob Ross. Bobtimus Ross Prime. Good evening, Venomane. Welcome. And then, dramatic moment towards the bottom of the page. It's unbelievable crunch. And let's see what that means. It's a pretty, like, dark way to start, and yet it is absolutely what would happen if these giant alien robots came down to our Earth. Optimus has stepped on a deer and killed it. Like, I wasn't expecting that at all. In this moment when Optimus became a naturist, even more so after this. Robot from a robot planet. What is this squidgy organic stuff? Oh dear. Oh god. Yeah, there we are. Oh dear. Venison, anyone? But yeah, it's sad. He's like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And god, they really look at the detail on the broken, like, floppy body because it's just completely squished. But he feels really bad about it. It's the same as, you know, if you imagine you're someone who really loves bees and you're just walking through a field. At least he didn't say, sorry, my bad. Jesus. Oh, God. As far as I know, there haven't been any movie references in the comics, which I'm grateful for. Not even the Bumblebee movies. That was Bambi's mum. Oh, no. But yeah, it's sad. Optimus squishing a deer like that. What was I about to say? I can't remember what I was about to say. Too late. Anyway, I'm so sorry, he says. And then it's okay. Oh yeah, no, I was going to say, I was likening it to if you are someone who really likes bees, but then you step on a bee, just on a walk. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, oh shit, I'm so big and clumsy and you're so small and delicate. Did he say I'm coming when he stepped on it? He has not yet said that. Bambi versus Optimus. It's okay, it was an accident. I saw the whole thing. No, this. I had no idea. Your home is so fragile. Yeah, I suppose so. I never really thought about it that way. Everything is relative, I suppose. Where I am from, everything is metal. The ground doesn't sway when I walk. I don't leave marks where my feet tread. Yeah, that's an interesting... That must be a... I mean, you can imagine how weird a feeling that is. It's like when somebody... It's like if you're stepping onto a bridge, like a footbridge, that's secure, but because you're so much heavier... What kind of bridge am I talking about? Like a rope bridge, maybe. Like a basic rope bridge that's rigid enough, but when you're big and heavy, like me, you'll step on it and it'll sway. But somebody smaller than you will step on it like no problem. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I could liken it to. But I think that's a really nice thing to point out. Like, Optimus can feel the planet that he's walking on. Like, it knows how heavy he is. Should have watched where he was going. I mean, correct, but he was very much taking in the entire planet, admiring its beauty, and forgetting that he's actually really big on this planet. Yeah. But he does say there, I should have known better. I should have known better. And even Spike is like, eh. So Optimus Prime, that's your name? Correct. Damn, that sounds cool. How'd you get a name like that? I agree. Optimus Prime is a cool name. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse for breaking the law. Arrest him, criminal scum. Arrest that robot that's 10 times your size. The Prime name was passed down to me from the previous leader of our kind. It signifies my role within the Autobot hierarchy. As much as I wish it was so, I did not come up with the name myself. Oh. And what kind of name is Spike? Wow. Well, Rude. What kind of a name is Spike? That's a shit name. You should be called Optimus Prime. like me. I'm coming. When I was little, my hair would always stick up like this. My mum called me Spiky. I guess it's stuck. Stuck. Nah. How is the image quality? Because I don't want to keep... Text is definitely clearer when I hold it closer to the lens, but is it readable when it's down here? I think it'd be cool if I could... Actually, what if I crop to the comic, maybe? Let's see. Just some quick maintenance, bear with. Look, I'm transforming the scene. That hasn't made much difference, has it? Oh well. What is mum? You know, a mother, mum and dad. These words are foreign to me. Well, my mum and dad, they made me, I guess. This is tough to explain, you know, family. Family, that is a concept I know well. Ah. Then you know how much of a pain in the ass they can be. So your mum and dad live with you here on Earth. My mum, she died a long time ago, and my dad, he's still here, barely. We live in Farmingham, the valley below the mountain. I see. If I didn't know better, I'd say that looks like a spaceship. Where are you from? So here we can see where they're actually facing the arc down in the valley there. And Spike and Optimus up in the mountains looking down at it. Next page. Another really nice image here. Cybertron. While Optimus tells the story. I am from a place called Cybertron. It is beautiful in its own way. For a millennia before my spark came into being, there was peace. I heard stories of it all throughout my young years, but only knew a short time of prosperity there before the war. War? And then we get a little shot of the war itself going on. We've got Soundwave over here, Starscream, not Cliffjumper, what's his name? Beachcomber. Beachcomber there, which is important. I have to remember that. If somebody reminds me in like 7 weeks' time. There's another, what looks like a null ray here. And this guy on the right, I can't tell who that's meant to be. There is a certain shape to the head, but I can't tell who it is. But yeah, basically it's just showing the Decepticons making mincemeat of the Autobots. But yeah, a little cameo from Beachcomber there. Our species was consumed by greed and power. Maybe it was always there, hiding since the birth of Cybertron. But to me it seemed to raise its ugly head from nowhere, led by an extremist faction on our planet, the Decepticons. Beachcomber, and no beach to comb. Not on Cybertron. The red and grey one, the plane. Starscream is one of the many we have been fighting for centuries. Among others. And then you've got this awesome semi-silhouette of Megatron, who is still missing at this point. He was mentioned last issue, much to Starscream's ire. Don't say his name, he said. And then we get the Ark shooting off into space. For 2 centuries, my kind, the Autobots, had been fighting for the old ways of peace, but our casualties were astronomical. Our numbers had dwindled so badly that we had no choice but to abandon our home to our oppressors, to scour the galaxy and find a new way to retake our home. We left in the ship you found us on, the Ark. And there it is, shooting up into space. Very standard Transformers lore, that is. In so many continuities, the Autobots left Cybertron on the Ark and crash-landed on Earth. That's happened in so many different continuities. And then we get another shot of Megatron about to lay into Optimus Prime, pretty much already just, you know, pushing his thumb into Optimus's eye. It was during our escape that the most powerful of the Decepticons came to extinguish the spark of my kind forever. During the fight, we lost control of our ship. The last thing I remember was seeing your planet right before entering its atmosphere. And you crashed into the mountain where we found you. Thank you for your help in the midst of battle, Spike. Without you, I'm not sure we would have been able to escape. Ah. And then a solemn moment. I'm sorry about your friend, the yellow one. Family. There you go. There's your Fast and Furious reference. Family. Down there, family. And then Optimus is still cradling this poor deer. Right. Next. And we get Cliffjumper on the scene. Yay! Hey, great leader. Cliffjumper, the one and only. A really great Cliffjumper design. Very, very G1 homaged. Well, I mean, to be honest, they all are. But him, I don't know, there's something about Cliffjumper's design here that stands out to me as being inspired by the animated G1 version. And I love how it doesn't need the onomatopoeia to signify the sound of this, but Optimus is now putting the body of the dead deer down, and he just says, place. Place it down. We can see us placing it down, but I don't know, I like it. I'm glad to see you up and about, my friend. Crashing into a mountain can't keep this red demon down for long. Ratchet's been filling me in on everything since he fixed Much like me, Cliffjumper is disgusted by the sight of another person. So let's eat the deer. Optimus, you humans eat what? He totally could have done. Maybe Spike's vegan, we don't know yet. They haven't talked about his dietary preferences. Yeah, Optimus, what is that thing? Have no fear, Cliffjumper, this is Spike. He is a human. They live here on this planet. This bit's funny. Hi, nice to meet you. Ah, we're not there yet, my man. Shake it, pulling his hand away. You think that place implies gentleness? That may not be clear otherwise. Possibly, yeah. But I think even that... Hang on, let's get a close-up look. So, I think it's quite clear that Optimus is being gentle. It's not like he's dropping it or throwing it down. He got down on his knees to put it gently on the ground. But then you can see just in the middle there. Place. I don't know, maybe it depends how you interpret it. But it's not... I don't dislike it. It's just like, they're really doing extra things in this. Like, again, the additional detail in so many of the panels is really good. But that makes me laugh. We're not there yet, my man. Don't you shake my hand. Yeesh, you're like a turbo rat. Creepy little... And then in comes Carly. Oh, please. I forgot about this moment. Again, I've only read this comic 2 times before now. This is only my 3rd time reading it. So there's a few things I've forgotten. Wait, what? Oh no, I missed a bit. Turn the page when we're on this bit. Yeah, how many of you are there? Jeez, I'm not a giant spider, calm down. Hey, this is all new to me. I'm used to metal and steel. There's too much... And he bonks his head on a twig. Too much stuff here. You for you? I'm sorry, last I checked, I'm the one who has to deal with the fact that there are apparently giant robots from space that now live on Earth. Do I look like I can squish you? Get a reality check. Okay. Good, now let's do this again. I'm Carly. Cliffjumper. Nice to meet you. I love how Cliffjumper's hand isn't that much bigger than Carly's. I mean, she's still shaking his finger, but still. Cliffjumper is a small boy. He's just a small boy. Just a small little boy. And we get a nice wider shot here of a very iconic body lying down there. If you know, you know. We've got a few cameos of guys down here as well. We'll have a close look at them in a minute. Thankfully, when Jetfire gave us new forms for this planet, he kept our Cybertronian technology intact. Your tactical trailer, along with the leftover metals in this quarry, has allowed me to start bringing our warriors back. How long until we're at full strength? We'll find out in a minute. So, Optimus's trailer, famous for having a kind of repair station within it. So that there is Wheeljack, lying down there. There's Roller, complete with Optimus's blaster on top of it. And then, if I can get the angle right, there we go. No, I can't get it right. Down here in the corner, we have... There's a red body there, which could be Ironhide, or it could be Perceptor. I can't tell. That is Prowl. There's Jazz. There's Brawn. And there... See, I can see blue and white. I think this is Beachcomber again. I didn't notice that before. It could be Beachcomber. I can't think of many other Autobots who are blue and white like that. Maybe Mirage, but the headlights, or what's implied to be a headlight there, doesn't look like Mirage's look. Anyway, how long until we're at full strength? Let's find out. And then again, there's just the generator in the back of the van. That's the bad news. I used the last of our energon. I used the last bit of our stored energon to fix Cliff. There's not enough for anyone else. Energon? Or Inner-John, according to the subtitles for the Transformers cartoon. It's got to be like food for us, right? Correct. It is gathered from natural resources and keeps us alive. But I need a massive amount of it to bring back our brothers and sisters. And here, so last week, Carly was talking about a spare gap on the side of her van that she hasn't put any art on yet. And she is painting Optimus Prime. Lovely. What if we pull what is left in your and Cliff's bodies? Maybe one of us could be activated for an hour, and any more would neither be any more, and neither would be able to function. I can read, promise. I just can't read very well today, clearly. Then we must... Optimus is really keen to use the power of the Matrix. He's like, this is the second time since last issue that he's gone to open his chest and light their darkest hour. But Ratchet says, Optimus, no, not yet. That power is directly connected with your life force. The risk is too great. If we lose you, we lose everything. And Cliffjumper says, well, if you're running out of energon... Hopefully the Decepticons have the same problem as us. So, something I like here... That is a very similar police car to the one that Prowl turns into. So, I mean, obviously I know who we see and don't see. But it would be nice if Prowl was to turn up like that. Okay, so you said flying plane. No, a flying robot that looked like a plane. There's another witness. This isn't Sparkplug, this is someone else. Oh, roll bit, causing all this? You been skipping safety drills again, Jordy? I've got to give accents so he's like one-off characters. He's not lying, officer. That plane did that to Davy. So remember, last week, Starscream picked up the character of Davy and just squished. Okay, we'll call it in. Get some detectives here. Detectives? Do you see this place? We need the goddamn army. Sparky, easy. This is just protocol. Screw protocol, get your commanding officer on the horn, and all of a sudden, in comes Skywarp. Another awesome panel there. Like, the motion blur as he just lands directly on top of the police car. Watch out, weaklings. So there's Geordie, the cop, Sparkplug, getting knocked aside from the shock and impact. And here we get the Decepticons, back for more, at the power station where Sparkplug and Davy were. You were correct, Starscream. The energy potential of this place is most excellent. Didn't believe me when I brought back enough for all of you, huh? Yeah, so Starscream has successfully recharged Skywarp and Soundwave. Rumble, begin construction of energy transfer module. And there's the little Rumble dude. Although we don't see him, but he's been ejected. We don't need more toys, Soundwave. What is this? This converter was aboard the Ark. The Autobots were planning to use it for their intergalactic travels. We can use this mechanism to capture what these creatures are harvesting. We will have near limitless... But then there's a guy down here getting very brave, firing his handgun at the Decepticons. This isn't working. They're too powerful. Get back. And then Starscream just stomps the guy. Insta-kill. And there's a little hand poking up outside of the foot. And Sparkplug looking horrified, of course. The second person he's seen getting absolutely maimed. Well, beyond maimed. Killed. By Starscream, no less. Activate the power. And again, another classic Decepticon trope. They did this in like every other episode of the 1980s cartoon. They would be trying to steal Earth's resources to power themselves up. It's working! Chug, chug, chug! So they're just generating some energon for themselves. Now here we get into some crossover territory. Viper 2, this is Central Command. Come in, come in. Central, this is Viper 2. What can we do for you? Frosting, we got some funny radar coming in from the northeast of you. Possible bogeys, requesting intercept. Understood, Central, we're on our way. Sorry, brother, looks like your ride to the airbase will have to wait. All good, Frosting. Turn and burn, baby. So here's the pilots that we saw on the cover. Let's go find some bad guys. And a cool shot of a military jet zooming off to where the danger is. Soundwave is, of course, a communications officer. I am picking up radio chatter on the humans' communication networks. They are sending countermeasures. The squishies trying to fight. Oh, I have to see this. A really nice look at how Starscream transforms here. He doesn't just... His parts don't just move around him. He, like, he's actually disconnecting parts of his body. Let me zoom up in there. So, I want to believe that is, like, a hint at the Transformers all being vulnerable when they're mid-transformation, and that the humans might exploit that at some point. Danger zone! Very much so. Highway to the danger zone. That's where the highway is. There we go. Here's back to the fighter jet. I got something coming in hot. You got a fix for us? Dead ahead, baby. 2 clicks out. Unidentified flyer. Unidentified flyer. This is Viper 2 of Alpha Command. You are in restricted airspace. Please respond. I think I've got eyes on the target. It's... Wait, so obviously Starscream, being his own jet, will not fly the way they fly. Is that one of ours? Yeah, so I'm guessing it's... Yeah, it's implied that it's the same type of jet then. Starscream, of course, shooting at them. He just took a shot at us. Again, no detail up in the sky, just a blank canvas. Like, just pretty much just plain white. And then just these speed lines. Really love the stuff like that. I mean, this could be, like, standard comic stuff. But again, this is my first long-term ongoing comic series that I've ever ordered and read, so I really like that I'm seeing it in Transformers. But then I'm biased. Watch out, he just took a shot at us. He's trying to get a lock. Move, move, hang on. On the stick. Pulling away. Gotcha. We're locked. Fire, fire, fire. Beep, 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 beep. It literally says B, 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 B. Suitable music for this action sequence. And of course, yeah, witnessing Starscream transform in midair because he can, and then he just slaps their plane like a full-on. Again, some onomatopoeia in the background there. Big old slap. Frosting, we're going down. Eject, eject. Can't reach Frosting. Come on, got it. So, ejector seat time. I might have to cover up more than... Yeah, okay. So, they shoot out, but Starscream is right in front of the pilot, and what does Starscream do? Like, thunderclap him. Whoops. Splat. Starscream's third victim, and we're halfway through the issue as well. But this guy... No! Not very happy about that. But yeah, he's falling. Starscream making a beeline for him. But this guy pushes a button and gets a jetpack, and a flare gun, I'm assuming that is, and flies out of the way just as Starscream grabs the parachute and rips that off him. And then, as this guy's flying over, shoots Starscream in the face with the flare gun. So good. Such a cool moment. I was like, what the hell? Who's this guy? And I don't know if you can read that there. It says Duke. As in G.I. Joe. Well, whatever, stupid humans. You'll all be dead eventually. So, yeah, I think... So, again, Void Rivals came first. Yo, Joe! Void Rivals started the Energon universe and had some Transformers cameos. I don't know if it had G.I. Joe cameos, but this was my first taste of it being a shared universe. There is G.I. Joe comics as well. More on that later. And we've got Duke from G.I. Joe. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, Duke, he's a G.I. Joe guy. And I knew. So Starscream gets shot in the face by a human who flies away. Starscream gives up, and yeah, because that's Starscream. Back at the power station, Skywarp. Hey, Squishy, come back. Sparkplug trying to escape in a police car. Hey, come on, I won't hurt you, I promise. But then... Skywarp, look out. Oh, and there's the jet that Starscream slapped out of the sky coming to land on Skywarp. Brilliant. I love that that happened. Starscream's like, I'm going to bat this plane out of the sky and not pay attention to where it's going. And where does it land? On top of Skywarp. Poor Skywarp. And even Soundwave's like, it was at this moment he knew he'd fucked up. But that, of course, makes a big boom. And, of course, that's close by to where the Autobots are hiding out. So they hear it and they see the smoke. What was that? The plant. It's... Oh, no. Dad. Dad. He works there. Something must have happened. And then Cliffjumper with his binocs. Not something. Decepticons. And kind of hard to see from down there, but you can see Starscream's silhouette here. Or at least the silhouette of a jet. It's meant to be Starscream. Excuse me. Who clearly has landed already. Spike, they've wasted no time. The Decepticons are attacking your home. What? Why? They'll take Energon from anywhere they can get it, and happily will do so by force. Optimus, we need to find energy sources. Fighting the Decepticons, we have no choice, Ratchet. I brought our war to this beautiful place, even if by accident. It is my duty to now defend it. Optimus going full Optimus. Again. And we love it. Don't forget, this is the same Optimus who suplexed Starscream last week. Why? Decepticons, it's in the name. Okay. So you can see further on we get a similar look at Optimus Prime transforming and pieces just like disconnecting off him. Cliffjumper, I need you to stay here with Ratchet. But you must protect our sleeping brothers. I'm going to need all the help I can get soon enough. Can you do this for me? Of course, Optimus. But, take me with you. No, Spike. There'll be too much danger where I'm going. I have to go. He's my dad. He's not Judge Judy and Executioner, he's my dad. Little Hot Fuzz reference for you there. That I inserted into the narrative. I have to go, he's my dad. Family. So... I don't know if they're saying family over and over again as a Fast and Furious little nod. Probably not, but they keep repeating it. The theme of family is strong in this issue. Alright, get in. Spike, what are you doing? Carly, in the same situation, what would Jimmy do? Jimmy being Spike's presumed dead brother. He'd go to Dad without thinking. That's what I'm going to do too. But this is crazy. We can't just jump into a battle with giant robots. We should get back to our homes. I bet our parents are there already. Spike, wait, Spike. Carly, where are you? I'm not just going to stand around here while you fix your buddies. I've got to find my parents. I'm going home. And Carly drives off. But Carly is pursued by Laserbeak. Another cool shot of Laserbeak swooping down. And a bird's eye view, which I think is quite nice because Laserbeak is a robotic condor. But then it cuts to Sparkplug, who's arrived at home in the police car. And he is now in business mode. Look at that. He's got his serious face on. And he creaks open a cupboard, opens a chest, and he's going for the guns. Because America. But here we go. Carly has arrived. Dad? Dad, who's there? Get in, Mr. McWilkie. And we found out it's not Sparkplug's home, but Davy's home. I just got here. Where's Spike? Where's my dad? Oh, honey, your dad. They killed Davy. They killed your dad. And plot twist, Davy, the guy who got squished by Starscream last issue, is Carly's father. And that's where they end it. That's where they end the issue, on a little cliffhanger there. Not to be confused with Cliff Jumper. And there we go. That's the end of issue 2. Even less time than last week, by a whole 15 minutes. But we get a proper letters section this time. From fans. I'm tempted to write in as well, but I don't know what I would put that other people haven't put. So, I don't know, we'll see. Just picked up Transformers #1 and I was blown away. Stellar art, awesome writing, great pacing. It was everything I hoped for and then some. Optimus suplexing Starscream is without a doubt my new favourite comic panel of all time. That was very awesome. Welcome to the Optimus Suplex fan club. Ah. Are we going to see Prime suplexing more Decepticon baddies? Yes, also, Google Kenta Kobashi Burning Hammer and prepare yourself. You shall recognise it soon. Oh, maybe I should. Anyway, yeah, so they got the letters. How long until we get to see Megatron? As for Megatron, with such a mega villain, we've got big plans for his arrival to be as monumental as possible, so, yeah. Megatron is still pending. But at the back of this issue, we get a little preview of a G.I. Joe comic, which is a few pages long. Even in boot camp, it was clear you had the right stuff. Top of your class, exceeded all expectations, and there's Duke again. A leader on the battlefield, and off. Countless successful extraction and rescue missions with 0 collateral damage. From day one, it's been clear that you are a man of action. I think that's actually the name of the comic that they're doing for Duke at the moment. But this is a great piece of art as well. Duke doing everything that is known about G.I. Joe. Saving civilians by using war. Well, I know it's not as simple as that, but still. You turn down every promotion opportunity. Some think you're nothing but a career grunt, but I know better. You believe your place is not in a command room, but in the trenches with the troops. You are one of the finest products produced by the United States of America. But none of that means jack now. What happened to you, comrade? Insubordination, carelessness, you're barely in uniform. Frankly, I expected this of your brother, but never of you. Regardless, we want you back. Your country needs you back. And there's Hawk, who I'm not as familiar with. Oh no, it's not called Man of Action, it's called Duke. There we go. G.I. Joe. Codename G.I. Joe starts here with Duke. Superstar writer Joshua Williamson teams up with acclaimed artist Tom Riley to reveal the origins of G.I. Joe in a world impacted by the arrival of Autobots and Decepticons. So that was available December last year. G.I. Joe, welcome to the Energon universe. And then we get some more ads. G.I. Joe comic. Available... oh wait, no, this... Right, so hang on. So there's a Duke comic series available in December, but there is actually a G.I. Joe comic available from November last year. Okay. And then a little advert for Universal Monsters Dracula in Skybound comic form. That's some cool art as well. I like that. I like that Dracula's face is kind of blurred, like how they say that you can't see a vampire's reflection. But there you go. That's it. That's the end of issue 2. A much shorter stream than last week. But that's it. We're 2 comics down. 10 weeks. There are 10 issues of the comic left to get through to cover the first year. But that means 10 weeks until... Wait, no. Is it 10 weeks? I might have miscounted because I know that on the last Transformers Tuesday, that's going to be the Transformers 86 watch party in Discord. Oh well, we'll see. We'll just roll with it. I thought I had it lined up perfectly to be a full year, but it might be 11 weeks and then the 12th week is the movie. I don't know. To Action Man. I used to have an Action Man comic, I think. Or like an Action Man annual, which had comics in it, or comic extracts in it. God, that was a while ago. Anyway, yeah. Transformers number 2. Done. Done and dusted. I made a decision earlier that because these streams are so short and it's a limited audience, I'm gonna not raid any Tuesday. I mean, you know, I'll raid for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and Saturday streams. I'll just allow myself just a short stream on a Tuesday to talk about the comic, go through the comic, and then just call it a night. So I'm just gonna end stream. But yeah, next week, Transformers issue number 3, as part of Transformers Tuesday. If you're interested to see where the comic goes after this one, be sure to tune in. But yeah, until that time, I'll be live again tomorrow for Alien Isolation. So tune in for that if you want to see me shit my pants. And hopefully get closer to beating the game as well. Have yourselves a wonderful evening, everyone. Good night.